Maybe the first lady, Abby Dickinson. A round of applause for her, please. A round of applause. Abby, please. Let's have you here. Clap for
Keep clapping until she
clap,
gets here. Please
clap,
don't stop
clap,
clapping.
clap, clap, clap.
Don't stop clapping.
So, Madam First Lady Abby Dickinson is going to be doing just something for every one of us here. He's going to be asking Daddy some questions. That's Yanju Adegbite. I know some of them are going to get jealous of me and say they call Agbalagba Yanju. That's how our industry is. So you're welcome, man. So for the next 15 minutes, she's be doing her thing. She's going to be doing her thing. Then we'll do the question and answer.
All right, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Hold on, sir, the answer. See, I don't know whether I'm guys. Unfortunately, they understand pidgin. Alright, let me speak English. See, a lot of us will not understand what's happening here today. We're saying Uncle Yanju is the first voice on radio or your first voice on television. Hey, that is like the CNN here. People don't appreciate. Clap, no problem. Smile, no problem. Please put your hands together for Yanju Adegbite. When this man started, they never born a lot of them here. Come on! Come on! Papa! You think it's easy? 1955, where on a day that time?
I did even.
That's it. They never even think say they go born you.
They know they plan them. They know they cook me already for everything.
Abioji was born in 1955. This is 2021. This is his 66th year on earth. Easy. If easy, man, you go be 66 now. All right. Thank you very much. Good evening, sir. Okay, so yes, we need it right here. Yes, we need a mic here for.
Oh, Daddy, sorry, numbers. It's a privilege. I'm the person to exchange mic with the first voice on radio. Oh, and I don't know anything. I go jealous me last. You know, snappers, Baba won't collect mic. Why did you come here? What's your presence here? COVID. Daddy has taken care of himself. Check it, Google away. Get off my mic. All right, Daddy.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So it's a privilege to be here. You know when you came in, I was telling you that am I not blessed?
Yeah.
Just when was this last month or 2 months ago? I had an interview with you. See me here again now.
I am more blessed.
And 13th is saying just to give you mic, they feel say you don't arrive. 13th, are you sitting down here? All right, good evening, sir. So I'll go straight to just asking you a few questions. Oh, wow, wonderful. You know, I didn't know about your disc jockey until recently. I was like, wow. So that means you can give us some step-ins, Uncle Yanju. Should we give you music?
No, I was not a dancer, but,
No, but
I was a studio disc jockey and a disco club disc jockey.
Now, you see, that's one of the issues. I believe as a DJ, you also should know how to dance.
Well, you're right, but not to dance the way the dancers themselves would do it.
Okay, sir. So how has it been? This is how many years now?
Well, I got into broadcasting on the 20th of December 1973. So I think it's about...
So this
about
48?
Yeah, 47 plus.
Okay, 47 plus, yes. Okay, so how's it been, sir?
It's been good.
Wonderful. And you are still on the job?
Yes. You
For
see,
40-something years.
when you have a passion, for something, you don't get old. So after about a year and a half, when my brother, the chairman of Fresh FM, called me and said that he wanted me to handle 1 or 2 programs on Fresh FM, I was glad because I was becoming rusty. If you are 100 years old, if you are passionate about a particular profession, you don't grow old. You certainly don't grow old.
Because I was going to ask that we heard that you had retired.
Yes.
And before you know, we heard you were on Fresh FM.
I have never retired.
Really?
When I left BCOS in 1990, I walked away. I just resigned.
Okay.
I resigned to go and do some other things. And I didn't come back until 2011 when the late governor, Senator Abiola Ajimobi, asked me to go and quote and unquote, wake up the dead in BCOS. That's how I got back again into broadcasting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your story, how you got into broadcast, is really, really funny.
Yeah.
You know, when you talked about the studio manager, I don't know whether there are studio managers here now, because you said the manager thing. I think you got into your head. Oh, wow, you're going to be like this, man.
But I was on level 4.
And then you said it had to do with sweeping.
Yeah. Getting the studio ready.
But the studio managers these days, I don't think they are even ready to do what you did there.
Things have changed.
Things have changed indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there's one pressing question before
you release me.
No, I have like 3 before I release you. And I think some people out there will want. I would say there's a difference.
Yeah.
Would say there's a difference between being a broadcaster and being a presenter.
Yeah.
I do not know whether you agree with me, because everybody I see, presenter, broadcaster, OAP, one person though.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, some people just feel once you are on the mic in the studio, you're automatically a presenter. I say no. So now you are here. You've been there before me, long, before I was born. I'm asking Uncle Yanju, if you say it, maybe they will believe, because I keep telling people there is a difference between a presenter and a broadcaster. Please, can you explain if this is true and why there is a difference, sir?
Well, anybody who has the opportunity and the privilege to put his or her mouth to the microphone in the studio, I believe is a broadcaster, but he might not be a trained broadcaster, because there's a difference between the two.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody who is in the, like for instance, we have a lot of our freelance artists who present Yoruba. They've never attended any training, but if you listen to them on radio, they do mobilize their audience. So you cannot say they are not broadcasters. If you don't call them broadcasters or presenters, what are you going to call them? Are you getting what I'm saying? But they might not be trained about the rudiments. There are certain things that you need to go through before you can say, I'm a professional broadcaster. Majority of them don't have it, and I hold myself back. I don't want to call them charlatans. Because broadcasting these days, once you can be able to mobilize an audience, to hold the attention of a particular audience in the studio with a microphone. I just say, you are a presenter. If I don't call you a presenter, what should I call you? But you might not be trained as a presenter.
So would you advise anybody to really go for training?
By all means. For instance,
no matter how good you are, you should get training.
Yes. I still do it day by day. When you give me a bulletin, even up to yesterday when I read the news on Fresh FM, when you give me the bulletin, I try to go and check the correct pronunciation of words and of names. You understand this? And this thing is progressive. A name that you are used to. For instance, there's a place where there's crisis now. They call it Myanmar. I don't know if you know Myanmar.
Myanmar, yeah.
Good. Some people call it Myanmar. Some people call it Myanmar. Both of them are correct. But you must be able to agree in the house that this is the house pronunciation. In other words, all presenters should be calling it either it's Myanmar or Myanmar, but both are correct. But what is Myanmar? Because it's American, Myanmar is English. There's a difference between the two. Most people don't know. That's why Americans will say schedule. The British will say schedule. We were colonized by the British. So our own pronunciation is schedule and not schedule. And guess what? You will see some other people in a particular bulletin, some presenter, some newscaster, you will find the word schedule about 3 times in the bulletin. You will call it schedule at the first time. Second time you call it schedule, then schedule. That is lack of training that I'm talking about. Stick to a particular one.
Okay, sir. So far now, as a broadcaster, you are a veteran broadcaster. Is there something you had planned to achieve that you haven't achieved yet? Is there anything?
Well, when I left in 1990, I wanted to start an FM station. Unfortunately, people laughed at me because it was very expensive to start an FM station in 1990. So I went to meet